I have a Dark Eldar Grotesque conversions that I did. Some of the assembly in Finecast. The builds are all pretty much the same. You really only have 3 different options for the arms, and that's for the right arm you either have a huge cleaver or the liquefier gun, and for the left arm you have the gauntlet, which I guess could be, looks like it's meant to be a flesh gauntlet, but it could be a mind phase gauntlet also. The first one I have here is just the standard assembly, and you can see where it does have some flaws in it. Got a little chunk missing out of one of the vials there, a little pinhole on the top. Where I had all that flash on the hand, you can see where I cleaned the chunk off and straightened that up. And at the end of this video, I'm going to come back and show where I've fixed these little defects, because that can just either green stuff or glue in there. And you see I got some pinholes right there underneath the butt. I know in the first video, for just a review of it, the foot right there had a big chunk of flash on it too, and it cleaned up nice. It didn't have a problem. I still got to put some green stuff in the seam there. On all of them it seems pretty consistent. You see right there on the abdomen, I believe it's supposed to be like little piercings that were in it, but all of them pretty much have those holes where they mark out, so I missed out on having the piercings, but little super glue into them will do just fine. But you can see this one has the gauntlet arm and the liquefier gun, which is just the upgrade option for just a standard guy. And then most of what I used for conversions for this was pieces from the Talos Chronos kit. I don't know that this one has as many little, there again on the abdomen you can see where it's got all the little pock holes in it. A little pock hole in the vial there. Underneath the arm here, these are all pretty consistent flaws throughout. One may be a little more than the other. Like you can see, I think that's just I don't know if that's a vial or if it's meant to be a smoke vent, but I cut it to where it makes it look like it's just a vent coming out. But I took one of the close combat weapons from the Talos Chronos to put on that arm instead of having the big claw there. I took one of the heads from the Chronos and just put it over the other head. And then that's the close combat weapon that comes with the kit. You can see I got a little bit of flash I didn't clip off that vial. Smaller parts like this, especially on the Rax kits, not these Grotesques, they really get flexible. They're really hard to clean. I have to put some green stuff in between the spine. I've used the aerials from the Talos Chronos kit instead of little bitty arms there. And then the last one I did tried to make it a little different for the leader of the group. That's the big claw from the Talos Chronos, and that's an orc arm with just some of the vials from the Talos Chronos kit attached to it to make it a flesh gauntlet or a mind phase gauntlet. Another head from the Talos Chronos. You can see there again on the abdomen you got all those little pock marks. I think on one of them I can see where it was like little piercing rings that was supposed to be there, but it just didn't come out on any of them. There again, the foot, and there was a little chunk of flash. It really wasn't disturbing anything, but it just clipped off and cleaned up nice. I put some of the chains from the vehicles, the Raider, Ravager, attaching to the spine there. And that's an orc arm. I still have to do some green stuff in there to blend it in. I took a couple of the skulls from the Raider Ravager kit and put them in there. A little hook arm hanging down. I'll have to do a little green stuff there to blend that arm together. That's another orc arm also. And then I just, this is the big cleaver that would have been on the other arm. But I just cut it up and put it on that. Got it off even, off kilter a little. You can see where it kind of bends. I don't know if I'm going to have to try to warm water fix that, or if that's just my error on the way I placed it. But I'll attach another piece to this video. If it goes too long, I'll make it 2 parts. But after I do the green stuff and get it cleaned up a little more.